Guess what week it is?
It's the third week in May.
Technically you're correct.
I know, because I'm good at calendars.
But guess what else it is?
Geek Week?
It's Geek Week, guys! Hey guys!
Hi everybody.
Welcome back to, as we said, Geek Week.
It's Geek Week. This week we are going to talk about
Captain America Civil War.
Before you saw Captain America Civil War, were you Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
So that's a difficult question for me to answer.
Not me.
Because,
Not me.
Because I like them both very much. The Iron Man movie was like my favorite for the longest time. And going into it, I was pretty close to saying I was Team Iron Man. I think that's the best answer you're going to get out of me on that one.
So he's Team Iron Man, you guys. You guys heard it here. He is Team Iron Man. He is a traitor to America, everybody. I, in case you can't tell, am Team Cap. After seeing the movie, are you Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
I liked what Team Cap stood for in the movie. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say we are going to try our best to be spoiler free on this.
Can I start off by saying that I was never on Team Iron Man. That's first of all. Cause America. But I thought that Tony Stark's position as far as this like pact or whatever that they were going to sign was kind of like a cop-out almost. I don't know. I thought, I think when I think Avengers, I kind of think, I know it's not real, but you kind of think of the people you can count on to save the day, even if you don't ring them up and say, hey guys, we need you. It's like just knowing that whenever there's like big nonsense, they're going to be there. And kind of the people on Team Iron Man, Tony, I guess they wanted to go through all the proper channels before the Avengers were actually dispatched to any kind of like beatdown. Do they call them beatdown? Do the kids call it beatdown nowadays?
So, if you don't know, the basic story is, at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, a massive disaster happens.
Yeah.
The Avengers save the day. I'm sorry about that spoiler, but hey, you probably kind of figured that one.
Yeah, you can assume.
But innocent people did die.
Yep.
And people blamed the Avengers for it. At the beginning of this movie, another disaster happens. And it leads to more calls for them to have regulations, for lack of a better word, put on them as to when they could go somewhere. They'd have to have approval from not Congress, but that kind of thing.
And I think it was kind of Tony Stark's side of it was it worth it to go in there if it cost these innocent people's lives? And I think the Team Cap side of it was like, some innocent people may have lost their lives, but the vast majority of people did not, because of what the Avengers did by going in there to save all the people, well, as many other people as they could.
Right.
So
that's kind of like the summary of what the movie's about.
Yeah, that's the very generic idea. It's the Cliff Notes, if you will.
Right. So, to get to our thoughts on the movie, and again, we're going to try and be as spoiler-free as possible.
After the movie, we discussed our thoughts on it directly after the movie. And one of the things we talked about was that there may have been
too many characters.
Now, I will start off by saying I liked each character individually. It just seemed like a lot. I mean, there was a lot to keep up with, you guys. And I loved all the characters. I loved them from their own separate movies. And it was just it was almost like overstimulation or something.
Yeah, and there were 2 characters introduced in this movie that had not had a standalone movie, well, related to this series anyway.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the previews, I'm sure you know that Spider-Man is in this movie.
Yep.
And yeah, there's been a couple of, 5 Spider-Man movies in the last 15 years, but this is a brand new Spider-Man, not related to those movies.
Basically, the Civil War kind of took the old Spider-Man movies and the lore and everything behind them and just kind of chunked that out the window.
So no Tobey Maguire, no Andrew Garfield, no,
didn't happen.
None of that. This is a brand new
slate has
person.
been wiped clean. And
what I liked about that Spider-Man was he was actually a teenager.
Yeah, I did like him as a character. I really like that kid as Spider-Man. That's one of the first things I will say. Second, though, and here's my though, he seemed almost wedged into the movie. Like, he didn't really have a place, but they wanted him to be in the movie, so they're like, yeah, we were gonna we'll put him right there.
And there's a part where Tony Stark goes to meet him, and somehow Tony Stark has figured out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
And it was never explained. He just showed up at his house. Like, hey,
so that was that was probably my biggest problem with the movie.
It's almost like they just skipped that part, just kind of glazed over it.
I mean, Tony Stark is smart, but
I don't think he's a psychic.
That was my biggest problem with it.
And then the second character they introduced is also going to have his own standalone movie coming up, and I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I really like that character. And again, you've seen him in the previews. It's Black Panther.
Yeah. Guys,
and he's a really cool. He's a really cool character.
Yeah. So.
But that kind of leads into exposition, a lot of talking, and I think there were too many. The question of were there too many characters
has kind of led into.
Was there too much talking, too much exposition, explaining?
Because since they had all those characters, they had to explain kind of why each and every one of them was in the movie, which led to a lot of downtime, like a lot of talking. But there were some characters in that movie, though, that I thought worked really well. Ant-Man, I thought he fit in very well.
Yes, he did.
The Scarlet Witch, I thought, I enjoyed seeing her in the movie again. Vision kind of had a pretty decent sized part in it.
And he wore a sweater.
Vision?
Spoilers.
Vision is quite the dapper gentleman. He looked like he was going yachting after he fought with the Avengers.
Yes.
Not to say that all the characters were kind of too much. It was really hard to keep up. When they finally got to the SmackDown, all the characters worked, but I just think in order to have all those characters, they had to do too much legwork behind it, which kind of led to at least me in the theater going, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
All that to say, though, we overall really liked that movie.
Yeah, so when we talked about Marvel movies before, way back in October.
So you OG Team Bracy people probably remember.
We did a Marvel
movie ranking.
Card chat.
Yep.
We each ranked our favorite Marvel movies. You did your top 3 or 4, I did my top 5. My top 5 was Winter Soldier, the first Iron Man movie, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the first Captain America movie.
So where does Civil War fall in your rankings? Does it even make the top 5?
It does. I want to say it's number 2.
Ooh. So what's your list look like now?
Winter Soldier, which is an amazing movie. Even if you're not a comic book fan and you've never watched any of these other movies, watch Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It is a very good movie. It's like espionage and spy thriller. So now my top 5 is Winter Soldier, Civil War, Iron Man, Avengers, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm gonna say Winter Soldier, because that is by far my favorite movie. Then Civil War, then Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the first Captain America. If you had to pick your 3 of your least favorite Marvel movies, what would they be?
My 3 least favorite? By far, my least favorite is Iron Man 3, the second Thor movie, The Dark World, and the Hulk movie.
My least favorite Marvel Universe movies: Thor, Iron Man 3, and Thor 2. Dark World or whatever.
So that's pretty much it for our thoughts on Captain America Civil War.
Did you guys see Captain America Civil War?
Did you?
If you did, what did you think about it?
Yeah. Let us know down below in the comments.
Who's your favorite character from the movie?
Where does this one rank for you in relation to the rest of the Marvel movies?
And thanks for watching our first official Geek Week video. Is there anything you guys want us to talk about for our next Geek Week video? A movie? A TV show? So let us know all that down in the comments. We enjoy your comments because it lets us know people are watching and actually paying attention and sticking around to the end of the video.
Yeah.
Like this video if you like it. If you're new around here, you should probably subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe, guys, because it lets us know that people are actually interested in what we're doing, and it will let you know when we post a new video. So it's a win-win situation. But we will see you next week.
Yes.
Until then,
I love you.
I love you.
And we love you.
Bye. Guess what this week is?
It's like the second or third week in March. Or no, it's not. It's the second or third week in May.
Guess what week it is?
It's the third week in March. Fiddlesticks.